Have you ever thought about why some people are so incredibly tough when things get tough? Stoicism says that real strength isn't just being able to handle hardships. It's also about constantly getting better at self-control. People with a strong spirit are able to do this, show clear traits. They don't just get through problems, they use them as chances to get better and learn new things. Being mentally tough means more than just weathering the storm. It also means learning how to dance in the rain. Today, let's look at some signs that you might be stronger than you think. These signs reflect the Stoic ideal and show not only personal endurance and adaptability, but also fearlessness in the face of problems. This shows that being strong isn't just a state of mind, but a moral journey that we can all start and complete. Before we start, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is very important to us and keeps us going. Now let's focus and begin this thought-provoking journey together. Number 1. Emotional responsibility. Have you ever been afraid of letting someone down? It's very common to sacrifice your own plans, time, and even values to make sure you don't hurt someone else's feelings. But here's a tough question. Are other people's feelings really your responsibility? The Stoics believed that our first duty is to control our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, since we can't change how other people respond. Let's look at a common situation. After a long week, you're looking forward to a quiet evening by yourself to unwind. But just as you're about to do that, a friend calls, excited about a last-minute show they want to go to with you. You might want to cancel your plans and go because you're afraid of disappointing your friend if you say no. But why do we often put others before ourselves? It's usually because we're afraid of what will happen if we let someone down. But as the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. This quote supports the Stoic idea that our main duty is to take care of our own lives and decisions, not to control how other people feel. Let's look at some examples to help you understand. Think about it. You agree to go to every family gathering because you don't want to upset your relatives, even if it means skipping important personal activities. Or maybe you always take on extra work at work because you don't want to let your team down, even though you already have too much to do. In both cases, you're putting other people's feelings ahead of your own. This is the key to being Stoic. It's nice to think about other people's feelings, but you can't control or bear their emotional responses. When you work on your mental health, you gain the confidence to take care of your own needs and say no when you need to. This isn't about being selfish. It's about knowing your limits and where your responsibility ends and someone else's begins. Stoicism tells us to take care of our own mental and emotional health first, so we can help others in a genuine way when we want to. By following this philosophy, you give yourself the power to keep your promises to yourself without feeling guilty, knowing that true friendship and respect include. Everyone should know each other's wants and limits, so the next time you have to make a choice that puts your well-being against someone else's expectations, you'll know what to do. It's important to remember Epictetus's advice and choose the path that is right for you, not just what's right for others. This way, you'll stay true to yourself and find peace in your life. Accepting chaos is another important thing to do. It's easy to get caught up in trying to control every part of our lives, from relationships to work. But Stoicism offers a powerful alternative. Learning to tell the difference between things we can and can't control, Epictetus tells us that we can do some things. Stoicism is based on the idea that we can find peace of mind by focusing on the things we can control and letting go of the things we can't. For example, your personal discipline and work ethic are things you can control. You can choose to be more productive, improve your skills, and be diligent in your efforts. On the other hand, You can't always control how other people see your hard work, the opportunities that come your way, or even the outcome of your best-laid plans. Worrying or thinking about these things you can't change can make you anxious and drain your energy. Epicus tells us to set mental boundaries between what we can control and what we can't. This isn't about giving up and letting chaos take over, but about realizing that life has unexpected twists and turns. By focusing on what we can change about our actions, reactions, and personal integrity, we feel more in control of our lives. Resilience. In real life, this means putting money into areas of your life where you can see the
results. Develop your skills, take care of your health, strengthen your relationships, and make sure your life is in line with your ideals. When things happen that are out of your control, remember that your strength lies in how you react, not in what happens. Stoicism doesn't mean shutting out the world. Instead, it teaches us to be proactive about changing what we can and to accept what we can't. Finding this balance is the key to mental strength and less anxiety, as Epictetus so beautifully puts it. Embrace what you can control and let go of what you cannot is the essence of true Stoicism. Freedom number 3, self-comparisons. As you scroll through your social media feeds, you see people like influencers living lavish lives, entrepreneurs making a lot of money, and artists turning their passions into a living. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of comparison and start to question your own accomplishments and wonder if you measure up. But here's the real deal. It's like chasing shadows when you compare yourself to other people. It's selfish pursuit that only plants the seeds of dissatisfaction and self-doubt. Socrates and other ancient philosophers who believed in inner strength and resilience understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor and Stoic sage, said that the happiness of your life rests on the quality of your thoughts. This small but wise piece of advice emphasizes the idea that real happiness doesn't come from outside achievements or praise, but from the way our minds work. Stoicism basically tells us to change our attention from what's going on outside to what's going on inside, from what we can't control to what we can. Often, the things that cause us stress are not the things themselves, but how we think about and interpret them. So where does comparison fit into all of this? It doesn't. Comparing ourselves to others is pointless because it uses a yardstick that is flawed in the first place. Our experiences, backgrounds, and goals are as unique as our fingerprints. Instead of focusing on what other people have accomplished, let's look at our own journey and celebrate all of its twists and turns, successes and failures. Let's develop a mindset of gratitude and resilience based on the knowledge that our worth is not based on comparison, but on our ability to accept who we are and strive for personal growth. In the end, true mental strength doesn't come from beating other people. It comes from beating ourselves day by day, step by step, with self-awareness, resilience, and a deep respect for the Stoics' knowledge as a guide. So the next time you want to compare yourself to others, remember that you are on a path that is uniquely yours, and that, my friend, is something to celebrate. Number 4. You owe nothing. People with strong minds understand this deeply. You may think you deserve a promotion, a raise, or a unique opportunity based on your hard work and dedication. You may think that your efforts are greater than those of your peers, or that your passion and desire for your dreams are unmatched. However, life is fundamentally unfair, so no one is inherently entitled to anything. Achievements and rewards don't always match up perfectly with effort and desire, often not fair. Some people just seem to find amazing chances all the time. Some people work hard, but don't see much in return. This can be hard to accept, but mentally strong people do. So what should you do with this knowledge? Well, for mentally strong people, it means that they can't be passive. They don't wait for opportunities or improvements to come to them. Instead, they take proactive steps towards their goals. They show initiative, chase their dreams, and are usually the last ones to give up on them. They know that they have to do the heavy lifting themselves in order to reach their goals. This proactive attitude applies to all parts of their lives, including jobs, friendships, and relationships. Mentally strong people don't expect others to hand them anything, whether it's a job promotion or a fulfilling personal relationship. They understand that they must actively contribute, engage, and sometimes even fight for what they want in personal relationships. For example, mentally strong individuals don't wait passively for others to make them happy or fulfill their needs. They engage actively, communicate their desires and boundaries, and contribute to the health and dynamics of their relationships in professional settings. They don't simply work their assigned tasks hoping to be noticed instead. They seek feedback, volunteer for challenging projects, and continuously strive to enhance their skills and visibility, reflecting on the wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Epicurus, who said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." We are reminded that real growth often requires us to step outside our comfort zones and take risks that may not always be understood or appreciated by others. Adopting.
This way of thinking means you're taking charge of your life and not just letting things happen to you. It means facing the harsh reality that the world doesn't owe us anything, but it also gives us the power to take control, make decisions, and live proactively. In the end, accepting and understanding the idea of owing nothing helps you build resilience, encourages proactive living, and gives you the power to reach your goals with a clear sense of purpose and self-sufficiency. This way, you're not just waiting for your dreams to come true, you're working to make them happen. 5. Setting and maintaining boundaries. Imagine that you feel obligated to please everyone around you, even if it means giving up your own peace of mind. The thought of someone being angry with you makes you anxious, and you do everything you can to make things right. Does this sound like you? Many people find themselves in this situation, but Stoic thought gives us a different view. People who follow Stoic principles know that trying to please everyone is pointless. Instead, they know how important it is to set clear boundaries for their own health and mental strength. Within these limits, they are willing to be kind and helpful to others, but they are also very aware of their own limits. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Accept the things that fate binds you and love the people that fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This quote shows how important it is to accept and fully commit to the people and situations that are in our control. In the context of setting boundaries, it tells us to accept and love the limits that fate or circumstance sets, while focusing our love and energy on the parts of life that we can control. It reminds us to wisely prioritize our relationships and commitments, knowing that we can't please everyone and must focus on what really matters to us. For example, let's say a coworker asks you to help them with a project, but you have important personal obligations that need your attention right now. A Stoic with a strong mind would politely refuse or offer limited help, knowing that their own needs and well-being must come first. They would do this by adopting Stoic wisdom and putting themselves first. Everyone can develop a deep feeling of inner strength and happiness. Stoicism tells us that it's not about being selfish or heartless, but about realizing how valuable our own happiness and fulfillment are on their own. Actually, true happiness comes from inside and doesn't depend on outside approval or recognition. That's why setting limits and putting self-care first can help people handle life's challenges with grace, purpose, and tranquility. How sure are you that you know how you feel? According to the Stoic view, one of the most important ways to keep our minds strong is to understand and control our feelings well. Stoics say that emotional intelligence is more than just knowing your feelings. It's also analyzing them through the lens of reason and virtue. They think that this makes you more self-aware and strong. When you think about it, the average person often life is full of biases and mistakes about how people feel. We may think we fully understand ourselves, but it's hard to do so. To figure out how we're feeling, Stoicism teaches us to peel back these layers. For example, if you're angry that you have to wait in traffic, A Stoic method would tell you to think about why you're angry and what power you have over the situation. Not only does this practice help us become more self-aware, but it also helps us align our emotions with our ideals, which in turn makes our minds stronger. Take a look at this quote from the Stoic philosopher Seneca: "We suffer more in our minds than in real life." This sums up the Stoic focus on self-reflection. It's about understanding our biases and habitual reaction patterns. By knowing these things, we can not only make our relationships with other people better, but develop a stronger bond with ourselves. From a Stoic point of view, being emotionally wise means more than just being aware of your feelings. It also means being able to control and direct them in a way that is in line with your values. This helps you see your deeds and words more clearly. Being Stoic means being able to control your emotions. The next time you feel stressed or out of sync with your feelings, take a moment to ask yourself if your emotions are in line with your values. How can your answer be more moral and well thought out? Achieving this goal will not only improve your mental health, but it will also help you live a happier and more Stoic life. Life number 7. Changing your mind. In Stoicism, being able to change your mind when new information comes in is seen as a sign of strength and wisdom. Epicurus was smart to say that a person can't learn what they already believe they know. This sentence shows how dangerous it is to be too set in our views. When we think we know everything,
We stop ourselves from learning anything new. Think about how often we come across situations that make us question what we thought we knew. It could be a conversation with a coworker that gives us a new perspective on a project at work, or it could be a friend sharing a personal experience that makes us question our views on a social issue. In either case, sticking to our original opinions without taking this new information into account can lead to misunderstandings and missed chances to grow. People with Stoic mental strength know that opinions, like everything else, can change based on new information and different points of view. Instead of being set in their ways, they are open to growth and change, and are willing to listen to different points of view and think about new evidence with an open mind. In the Stoic tradition, this ability to think in different ways is seen as a sign of wisdom and strength, not weakness. As Seneca once said, "Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters." In the same way, it's not how stubborn our opinions are that really shows how strong we are. It's our willingness to engage with new ideas and change the way we think that truly shows our inner strength. To live this way, we have to be humble enough to admit that we don't know everything and that we can always learn more. Being willing to change your mind doesn't mean you're weak or unable to make up your mind. It means you are ready to grow. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If anyone can prove and show me that I think and act in error, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth by which no one was ever truly harmed. It is the person who continues in self-deception and ignorance who is harmed." Let's try to be like the Stoics, open-minded, curious, and always ready to make changes as we navigate the vast seas of knowledge. It's important to be open to different points of view and think about what we can learn from each experience. Remember that every change in perspective is a chance to learn something useful. By practicing this, we not only improve ourselves but also make the world a better, more understanding place. Giving society number 8 credit for their success is like going on a journey through blood, tears, and unwavering determination. You've put your heart into every step, every choice, and every sacrifice, and now you've arrived at your destination, standing at the top of the mountain of your accomplishments. But instead of basking in the glory of your success, you're hesitating, doubting, and even feeling guilty for daring to claim what's rightfully yours in the realm of Stoicism. The mentally strong individual understands the true nature of success. They don't shrink away from it or apologize for it. They embrace it with humility and gratitude. As the Stoic philosopher Epicurus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means setting clear intentions for your life and then taking deliberate action to bring those intentions to fruition. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, who ruled over the vast Roman Empire with wisdom and integrity. Despite the pressures of his position, he remained steadfast in his commitment to virtue and moral duty. He didn't shy away from the responsibilities of leadership. Instead, he faced them head-on, recognizing the opportunity for growth and impact that they presented. Similarly, you've navigated the twists and turns of your own journey, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles along the way. You've chosen the path, traveled the path of resilience and determination. So why apologize for the fruits of your labor? Why undermine the significance of your achievements? Being proud of your achievements doesn't mean bragging or looking for approval from others. It means recognizing the dedication, hard work, and sacrifices that got you where you are today. It means realizing that every victory shows how strong, resilient, and dedicated you are to excellence. So the next time you want to downplay your success or feel guilty about your achievements, remember what the Stoics taught us. Give yourself credit for your hard work, be proud of your accomplishments, and keep going. With strength and courage, you deserve all the success that comes your way, so you owe it to yourself to enjoy it to the fullest. Expressing feelings. Think about how you'll get through life's confusing turns and twists, encountering situations that stir a whirlwind of emotions within you. It could be a professional setback, a personal challenge, or even just the daily grind of life's stresses. Now, the instinctual response for many is to push those emotions deep down, to bury them beneath layers of distraction and denial, hoping they'll simply vanish into the ether. But alas, emotions are not mere ephemera. They are persistent, resilient, and they demand acknowledgement. Enter the ethos of Stoicism and the mindset of the mentally resilient. Instead of engaging in emotional suppression, they choose a different path, a path paved with courage, introspection, and acceptance. They confront their emotions head-on, embracing them as integral facets of the human experience, rather than adversaries to be defeated. They understand that by denying or suppressing emotions, they only serve to amplify their intensity, like a pressure cooker reaching its boiling point. Consider, for instance, a scenario where you receive criticism from a colleague on a project you've poured your heart into. Instead of brushing it off with a forced smile and a dismissive yes, someone who is mentally strong would let that criticism hurt. They wouldn't try to avoid the discomfort or sweep it under the rug. Instead, they would lean into it and explore its depths to learn more about themselves and their work. So what does it really mean to be mentally strong? It's not about being emotionally impervious or unable to deal with life's challenges. Instead, it's about developing a deep understanding of oneself, being resilient, and having compassion. It's about recognizing the whole range of human feelings. I welcome them with open arms and feel their joy, sadness, anger, and fear. Understanding that being open and vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, but of our ability to grow and connect is what it's all about. If you can face your feelings with courage, interest, and kindness, then you are on the right track to mental fortitude. Stay strong, because the path to self-awareness and resilience is worth taking. Number 10. Walking away. You're walking down a busy street when all of a sudden, a stranger comes up to you with an angry face and starts insulting and accusing you. They look like they're ready to get into a heated argument. What do you do at this very moment? Stoicism teaches us how important it is to stay balanced when things go wrong. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epicurus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." This means that it's not the outside events that upset us, but how we think about them. Let's use this wisdom in our situation. When faced with an angry stranger, a Stoic person knows that their outburst is out of their control, and that getting into a shouting match will only make things worse and drain them of valuable energy and inner peace. Instead, they choose to show restraint by taking a step back and walking away from the conflict. In these situations, walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of immense strength and wisdom. It shows that you can tell the difference between what's really important and what's just a distraction by refusing to get involved in pointless fights. A Stoic person keeps keeps their mental clarity and emotional health. For example, let's say you are in a work meeting and a coworker starts to criticize your ideas in a hostile way. You may want to defend yourself and counter their attacks, but a Stoic person would calmly assess the situation and choose the most constructive course of action. In many cases, this may mean recognizing the different points of view without getting into a heated debate. Walking away from a conflict isn't a way to avoid problems or avoid responsibility. It's a way to respond with grace and strength, even when things go wrong. It's a way to realize that true strength doesn't come from being able to win arguments or control others, but from being able to keep your cool and be honest when things go wrong. As we come to an end of our journey through Stoicism, we invite you to think about the deep insights we've gained together. Classical knowledge tells us that real strength is more than just endurance. It's a never-ending quest for self-mastery and resilience in the face of hardship. By recognizing the signs of inner strength within ourselves, we open the door to a life of purpose and fulfillment. So, dear viewers, have you found these signs? Are you ready to see life's challenges as chances to grow and improve yourself? Please share your thoughts. Your thoughts could lead to reflections in the comments below. Encourage others to follow the path to Stoicism, and remember that we don't go on this path to strengthen resilience alone. If you found today's discussion helpful, please share this video with friends and family who may also find it useful. Let's learn to face life's storms with grace and determination, and let's learn to dance in the rain, seeing each moment as a chance to grow and change. Thank you for reading this interesting look into Stoicism. Until next time, don't give up. Stay strong and keep trying to be the best version of yourself.